Hello and welcome back to TF1C, the Formula 1 chat. Today we are here to talk about the W Series British Grand Prix. An interesting race.
No, it wasn't. Really wasn't.
If you're Jamie Chadwick. Should we start with quali?
It was dull. Very dull. The whole weekend. Bog standard W Series. Chadwick dominated the weekend from start to finish. Took pole. Great qualifying session for her. I mean, might as well talk about the other drivers. I mean, Kimilainen put in a very good lap to get second.
We'll go through quali. So, yeah, it was Chadwick, Kimilainen, Powell. Pulling, Powell.
Pulling this up, Powell. So, Powell P5.
Powell was P3 though, wasn't she?
No.
Oh, she lined up P3 on the grid.
No, it's not where she qualified.
Interesting. I thought because obviously on to race day, that was the big controversy. Powell didn't get off the line, and then did, and was ahead of the final car, but then overtook Pulling after the final safety car line, and therefore shouldn't have been allowed.
Yeah, so she was out of position after safety car line.
But yeah, so she definitely overtook Pulling, so I think she was third, then Pulling, then Visser.
So I don't know what's happened here then.
Why the W Series website says otherwise, but
okay.
That was the way it lined up. I don't think there was
no
penalties for Pulling and Visser of one place each.
Okay, well that's wrong then. So yeah, Powell and Powell. So Powell P3, Visser P4. Pulling P5, you expected top 5. I mean, that was my predicted top 5. Wasn't expecting much else. Realistically, no shocks further down the grid. To be honest, you got your rookies closer to the back, and then your midfield drivers, and then as we said, your top 5 front runners. Jamie Chadwick though cleared by 2/10 in quali.
Yeah, there is no real match for Jamie Chadwick right now. I mean, even on the races where she's not on pole, I think back to Miami, all it took was Kimilainen to spin and Chadwick won it. I mean, we all know it's going to be in the title. You all know already who won. It's in the title. Jamie Chadwick took a 4th consecutive win of the season and 6 straight wins in W Series.
She won by 19 seconds.
Yeah, but that was only because Pulling cannoned into the side of Kimilainen.
Yeah, we might as well talk about that.
Obviously final lap really. Well, the one before the final lap, going on to the penultimate lap then. Went for the move down the inside. I do think Kimilainen cut across a little bit aggressively.
It's a 50 for I think Pulling got a bit desperate and sent it into the last section of corners of the lap. Kimilainen turned a bit quickly. Yeah, but Pulling, it was very late decision to go for the move. Yeah,
so at the time of recording, FIA have not made a decision on it. What do you think they'll say?
I think they might mean Pulling's apologised for it, and then Pulling gave the position back. So I'm guessing they've.
I think it would be harsh to go a penalty because if it's like 5 seconds, that puts her down to what, 7th,
4th.
Okay, still no 5th.
5th.
5th just.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, but then that's what?
Yeah, I know, but they won't penalise them.
A hefty amount of points left.
They're penalised there by now.
It's only 2 hours after.
I'd like to think they're not that slow.
Well, they're busy. They had to do F1 quali, didn't they?
Yeah, but they will have other people.
Mate, if you some of the F3 penalties, it's like a week later.
Yeah, that's no. So
exactly, it's F3 W Series. They can make their decision in about 2 months' time.
No. Pulling hold on for the podium. Pulling still on the podium as it stands. Volvend
for now.
P4. Great drive from her, to be fair. And she
looked very racing.
It looked like she was going to get the podium with all the chaos happening.
We literally said in the build-up how she's been a bit disappointing this season, but then a very, very strong race from her. Any other notes? Obviously, Powell. I don't think that's actually
10 seconds stop and go.
10 seconds stop and go. Ended up.
She finished P14 in the end.
Competition really, and I absolutely smashed it with my prediction that Powell would be last. Yeah. Obviously, he wasn't exactly dead last and wasn't
dead
out.
Last, but was Martin Garcia picked up wing damage on the back of Nuria Marti, and that was her race because it took about 10 years to put the wing on.
They have such small crews in W Series. There's about 5 people in pink jackets, and then some bloke with a W Series gilet on. He's just a
Trying to
cameraman.
help out.
Yeah.
From the shift.
What a guy.
I was just really bored.
Yeah.
It was just such a dull weekend for W Series. And that is a problem. Obviously, I think Jamie Chadwick is a fantastic driver, and obviously this is the only series that she can get a seat in at the moment. But she shouldn't be.
I was going to say, Formula 3, someone's
It
got
can't stay like this.
put her in a seat.
Because it's pointless. Because if you take Chadwick out, you've got the top 3 separated by 2 seconds.
You'd have the top 4 in the championship separated by 20 points.
Exactly.
But then, of course, you'd have 100 points that Chadwick's claimed to be split across the other
But
drivers.
it would be close, it would be interesting. Jamie Chadwick is a fantastic driver, but she's dominating W Series so much, it is starting to get a little bit mental. She's a little bit dull.
Yeah. I think it'd be better if Powell was as competitive as she was last season, but she's had the crash at Miami, and now
And I think
Chadwick
Chadwick's
this weekend
a lot better than she was last year.
Chadwick, yeah,
Her pace
seems a level
out
above.
of this world. She's mental, which is why she's miles ahead in the championship.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say she doesn't deserve to be there as much as she deserves to have a seat higher up and shouldn't be in W Series anymore, in my opinion. Like, she is allowed to be there, so it's fair enough that she keeps the way she is.
Maximum points from the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, no fastest lap points though. But I'll go through this championship standings then. Only the top 10, because that's all people really care about.
Yeah.
As I mentioned about 50 times, it's Chadwick top with 100 points. She's now got a 47-point lead to Abbi Pulling on 53. That would open to more than 50 if Pulling was to be penalised for that move late in the British Grand Prix. Visser's P3 with 41 points, and then it's Kimilainen's made her way up to 4th with 40. So those two both climbing above Alice Powell, who finds herself 5th now on 33 points. So yeah, very, very tough weekend for Powell. Really, and now, I'd argue she's way too far off Chadwick. I mean, she's going to have to make up 67 points in 6 races.
Yeah.
That's 11.2. 1-5 race.
I do
Absolutely
think
insane.
it says something that... I'll let you finish going.
Then Marty 6th, 29, only 4 points off Powell. Garcia 7th on 28, Hawkins 8th on 26, and then Volvend 9th on 14, and Sarah Moore 10th on 10. So you can see quite a big difference in the points of like 8th upwards. Because obviously Hawkins 26 and then Volvend 14 is quite a gap. And then quite close between Jess Hawkins, Garcia and Marty. You're getting a nice little battle developing there. I think Powell will end up finishing either P2 or 3. I think she's better than Visser and Kimilainen, and Pulling's performing very well, so
I think
could be interested between that.
Well, obviously we've talked about it a few times on those series, but the top 2 in the championship, Chadwick and Pulling, I'd say are probably the only 2 that have a future elsewhere outside W Series.
I think Jess Hawkins is she's currently part of the Aston Martin program. She's the only one that is part of a driver program. Chadwick at Williams, though. Sorry, yeah, but only 2 of them.
I think Chadwick and Pulling are the only ones that I could see getting to F2.
Yeah,
I think Pulling definitely, because obviously Chadwick has had a few years and she's a little bit older, whereas Pulling is still very young, very talented.
Yeah, I still think Chadwick will get it at a F3
Chadwick
season.
has to be an F3.
I could see Jenna buying an F3 team, or at least sponsoring her in F3, because as much as people are like, Jenna, I think as much as people, Jenna's a very controversial personality, but she clearly does care about racing, because this isn't a profitable business. No one goes into W Series going, this will make us a lot of money. They go into it for the passion of it. I mean, obviously Puma probably have some less high morale reasons.
But theirs will tick the boxes.
Exactly. Theirs will be very much, look how inclusive we are. But with Jenna, she's got nothing to gain from starting a W Series team, so it's quite clear she cares about the future of females in motorsport. So I do think she will fund a seat for Chadwick into F3, because I mean, look at High Tech. They've got Hadjar and Fredericks in F3, who I think will make the step up. Chadwick's not going to get in Prema because they've got just like $1 billion fucking robots sat in ADEC and Freca and stuff. I mean, if you look at like Italian F4, Prema, all the top ones drive for Prema.
They're all Ferrari Academy Prema drivers.
Yeah, I mean, you've got like James Wharton, Maya Freud, Rafael Santos Camara, I think her name is. You've got Dino Bogdanovic as well. There's loads of the F4.
But there's still a lot of potential young woman to come through and get into Formula.
Yeah, not even in W Series, but Maya Woig, currently in, I believe, Italian F4, ADAC, something like that. Freca, one of those F4 series is, been fairly decent.
Exactly. And you go F4, F3, F2.
Yeah, exactly. I think probably won't get the F3 shout next season because I think Dino Bogdanovic is pretty much nailed on for that if any of the three at the moment make the step up. Because I think Arthur Leclerc's got to go up now. He's like 6 years older than Behrman.
And he's also
says
not
a lot.
great.
Anyway, that's F3 is a completely different video. That'll be the next review.
Yes.
Also, another big thing for women's motorsport this week, we saw Alpine launch their directive to get women into racing, which is very interesting. So it'll be interesting who they sponsor. I think I was going to say I think that has Abbi Pulling would be someone good to get attached. They would love that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
As their two drivers, but they need to focus on getting someone into F3 and F2 first. But I certainly think if you put Pulling and Chadwick into F3, they're not going to be the worst in the field by any stretch of the imagination.
And especially with that Alpine ART.
Brad Benavides.
We saw Victor Martins in the Alpine. He'll get to step up to F2 next year. Then you've got an ART seat available for Abbi.
I do respect though that Chadwick rejected Carlin, because I think it would have completely ruined her reputation if she was having the shit luck that Brad Benavides is having at the moment. Like, I see him as a complete clown, that guy.
Yeah.
Because his car does nothing. But that's not his fault. He could be a brilliant driver. But his car's doing nothing, and that's all he can afford to get into. If Chadwick was there, people would be immediately writing her off.
Yeah.
Oh, 0 points, absolutely no. So as much as it's like shouldn't be in W Series, it's also should not just be racing with a team for the sake of it. Like it would do more harm than good. Mm-hmm. So I do think potentially a high-tech suit would be good. You've got ART Martins is looking favourite to win the championship. If he does go on to win it, he then goes through to F2 he has to go up. So ART open up a seat. I don't know what they've got in the lower categories. I'll be honest, I'm not too clued up with every F3 teams academies. No. Then you've got Trident have Stanek, who could potentially make the step up.
Yeah.
Trident do have an F2 team, don't they? Who the hell do you drive? That's Charus.
They do.
Vershaw.
Yes.
Richard Vershaw and someone. I was trying to think about who might take the step up, but they could also join other teams as well. But yeah, there's certainly options in Formula 3 for Chadwick potentially next season, maybe even Abbi Pulling, depending on her performances for the rest of the season. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. I think that rounds up our W Series.
I mean,
there's not that much to say.
Next W Series we will be in France, Le Castellet. 22nd and 23rd of July. So that's
another weekend where they have every single
that is good
series on. I don't understand why they keep going. We're gonna have
F3.
Yeah, F3 there. I'm fairly sure. I checked it the other week. But I don't understand because they've got all these weeks where it's just like, we're not gonna put any fees series on. They're like, you know what we're gonna do? Slap them all on at the same time.
But yeah, that is.
That's just a mess.
That we'll see. That Le Castellet will be the halfway point in the season.
Yes. Well, 10 rounds, isn't it?
There's 8 rounds.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 at Cote.
But there's 2. They're doing a double.
So Chadwick's got 100 points in 3 rounds.
Yeah.
That's not possible.
No, it's 4 races. Remember, Miami.
There's 10 races. Is what I meant.
10 races, 8 rounds. Yeah. There's a double header at Mexico City as well to finish us off.
Okay.
But yeah, so France will technically be the halfway point in rounds. But in terms of races, it'll be Budapest.
Budapest. Oh God.
hate. It's so dull. If we get a
worst.
race like today in Hungary, I'll genuinely
And it's
fall
signed till
asleep.
2030, and yet Spa can't. And it's just gonna be the last year of Spa unless they sign a new contract soon.
I don't think they will though, because most of the races have rained off
Yeah.
in recent years.
I was gonna say the recent history of danger and water at Spa is not gonna stand it in great stead when nothing has ever happened at Hungary other than the absolute drama. We've seen drama in Hungary in recent seasons. I mean, last year we had everyone pile into. Bottas decided to go bowling,
and
then
defend like an iron.
yeah, and we had
Vettel loses podium.
Alonso's great defence. Hamilton on the start lights by himself. But yeah, what race is staying go is a matter for another video. That is about all for today's W Series review. If you've got any thoughts and all that, make sure to leave them in the comments below. By the way, thanks for 40 subscribers. Absolutely love it. Can we get to 50 soon? Who knows? Let's see if it's possible. So yeah, if you are new around here, make sure to hit that massive red subscribe button. It is huge, to be fair. Yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
So yeah.